This is Buffalo's Uncensored Sports Show. You're watching Buffalo After Dark.
Welcome to Buffalo After Dark, everybody. My name is Tom Wujak, and I'm one of the co-hosts. Thanks for joining us. And today is the day where we take a look back on our season. As you know, in season 3, we did over 40 episodes, and we always like to take a look and rehash some of our funniest moments. There were several moments throughout the season that we really had some great laughs with, but there were actually 6 that really stood out to us, and we also had an honorable mention. So what we're going to do tonight over the rest of this show is to take a look back and relive some of what made season 3 very interesting. So for the first clip, and this was our honorable mention, we had the conversation about Nikki the Sabres pup, and from there, Bob just decided to be a smartass, open his mouth, and, well, there you go. Here's the rest of that conversation. So here's our honorable mention, talking about Nikki the Sabres pup. Enjoy.
So that's a great thing.
Well, I will say this. Number one, she's going to somebody who would desperately need a dog, like a blind CNI dog and all that shit. And 2, she's going to die eventually in like 8 years.
What the fuck, Bobby?
What the hell's the matter with you, dude?
Dude,
What? It's dog.
you're a veteran, you asshole.
Oh, that's great.
Let's end the show just right there, end the show.
Oh my God. You heartless fuck.
Jesus, dude.
8 years, you give that dog 8 years, they usually last 15 to 17. You cruel fuck.
Right. Right. I was going to say, when I had my lab, she lasted almost 12.
Have you ever met a Great Dane? Those dogs last less than 7 years.
Well, that's different.
This is a different dog, dickhead. Retrievers and labs last about 15 to 17 on average, usually.
Right.
I mean, look at her. She's terrified. I mean, she looks like she's like, where the hell am I?
She's looking like she's having a great time.
Camera. You talk about giving it a low life status? Don't go to any games, Bobby. Jesus.
Yeah.
Listen,
hey, there's your mascot dog. It's going to be dead in 8 years, you
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then on top of all that, she gets given away to a veteran or something like that a year from now.
Oh, you better hope Adam doesn't get wind of this. He's going to kill you.
Yeah, he would. He would.
Listen, my rant for that was not as bad as what I said about Rick Jenneret a year ago.
Yeah, well, it's still along the line.
Yeah, seriously.
Have some compassion, you jerk.
Right. They're training the pup for the right reason.
Oh, man. As we know, I love dogs, but that was a pretty funny moment, though, for the season. So I will give Bob that. But moving right along, let's get into our funniest stuff. So in our number 6 moment of the season, we had the opportunity to talk about the Washington identity crisis. Now, many of you know, since that episode aired, the Washington Commanders, as they're now known, was sold, and Dan Snyder is out of the league, which is a good thing because it should hopefully help the Commanders go back to being relevant again, and it should also help them out. But we uncovered some funny information about the Washington Commanders name, and now who knows if that name is even going to stay for a long term. So at our number 6 moment of the season, we're talking the Washington identity crisis.
But it's just
someone tried to change the Pirates' name once, I think. Too,
oh my God!
When that whole thing came out, like when everyone's like, "Oh, let's change every single team name."
Somebody one time made a joke about changing the Devils' name to the Angels because it's offensive to Devils.
Oh yeah, they did that as an April Fool's joke. There's still a Twitter page for it too.
Oh man.
What's next? What's next? Well, we got to change the Blue Jays now too because the fucking it's endangering the species more.
Can we go back to the Devil Rays?
Yeah. Yeah. Are we going to change the
Please?
Calgary Flames because it's offensive to fire? We're going to change the Edmonton Oilers because it's offensive to oil workers. I mean, come on.
That's not what I was going to say, but when you said you're going to change the Calgary Flames to something else because it's offensive to fire, I'm like, well, that's not what I was going to say.
Well, I have a better one. Why don't we change it? Why don't we change the name of the Nashville Predators? I mean, it offends pedophiles, apparently.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no!
Oh, God.
Why do we do that?
Hey, you know what? We could probably change the Buffalo Sabres symbol too because it like promotes violence with the swords they have on it. I don't want my kids being injured by a symbol.
I don't know.
Oh, man.
We should change the sharks because sharks kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kill. You know what? They kill so many people. I agree, Rob. I think
Yeah.
Rob is
Yeah, change the name of the Seattle Kraken because the Kraken's long history of killing in the deep ocean.
Yeah, really.
you know what? They should probably change their name too because they're promoting a fantasy world that doesn't exist.
Yeah, or change the name of the LA Kings because of regicide.
Or better yet, here's a better one. How about changing the name of the Dallas Cowboys because it offends all men that are cowboys that want to be transgendered girls or something like that?
Oh, jeez.
They should just change their name because everybody hates them.
I'll say this: that businessman who actually decided to go ahead and actually trademark his guesses was actually pretty smart. I would have personally never thought about that, but only time will tell what's going to happen with that team. I wish them all the best with their new ownership, but you never know. We may have another name change coming along the line here. Anyways, moving to our next funny moment of the season. The New York Jets ended up going through a lot of changes in this past offseason. Obviously, we know Aaron Rodgers ended up getting traded from the Green Bay Packers, and he's going to be their starting QB. And also, Nate Hackett ended up coming along, and he's going to be the new offensive coordinator. And yet, for some reason, the Jets always find a way to screw up stuff. So what we called this show, or this specific moment, is the Jets are stupid. Here we go, our number 5 moment of the year. We're talking the New York Jets and Nate Hackett.
The Jets are stupid.
Yeah, that's what we have this episode called today.
The Jets, listen to me, ladies and gents. The Jets are just fucking stupid. In general, like,
Oh my God.
how the hell? No, seriously, Tom. How the fuck did the Jets interview 15 candidates for the offensive coordinator job? You could have had Frank Reich. You could have
He was there until today.
Yeah, you could have had Frank Reich. You could have had Darryl Bevel, even though he's an idiot. You could have had him. But nope, you go with the bald-headed dork with the big fucking ears by the name of Nathaniel fucking Hackett. What the actual fuck are the Jets thinking here?
I know.
And I don't get it. Oh, and you want me to read you 2 quotes that Robert Saleh said that made me get an impression out of all this? Mm-hmm. This one is about hiring him, and This is about the future. The first one is he's had great success with all of the quarterbacks he's worked with throughout his entire career. The Jets are stupid. Seriously.
That hasn't happened. He bombed with Russell Wilson. He was horrible with Tyrod Taylor here in Buffalo. He couldn't do anything really with Aaron Rodgers with getting them over the hump.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, by great success, you mean coaching E.J. Manuel, Kyle Orton, Blake Bortles, and Aaron fucking Rodgers?
Yeah, E.J. Manuel's not even in the league anymore.
Actually, none of them are, except for Aaron Rodgers.
Right, and Russell Wilson, but that's a totally different story.
That was a disaster as a whole. Like, I never understood why. I said that a year ago. Remember when I said to you that the Broncos were going to regret that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they fired him halfway through his first season.
I was so happy when I found that. I was right about that.
I know. And the funny thing is that when Doug Marrone hired him here, because of all the stuff he did at Syracuse, look at what Syracuse was dealing with. They were like a virtually crap team that was like 8-8 or something crazy. They didn't really have any much success at all. They're doing a lot better now since Hackett's gone.
Yeah.
And EJ Manuel couldn't do anything here.
Yeah.
And then Bortles couldn't do anything. Aaron Rodgers, the only thing, Green Bay was a little different because of the fact that the offensive plan was only to throw to one wide receiver. But at the same time, he couldn't do anything with Russell Wilson.
Right. And the funny thing is that Blake Bortles, in his defense, went to an AFC championship game. But that was because the Jaguars had Saxonville at that time. But just because you were on a very good defensive team doesn't make you good. It's kind of like I compared Blake Bortles to like Mark Sanchez, where Mark Sanchez was a mediocre quarterback, but he just happened to got hot in that one playoff run, 2-year playoff run, and the Jets had an elite defense. But another quote I want to read to y'all is this: the quarterback position was the number one concern, and we're committed to finding a veteran. So I pretty much, compared the situation to, like, if Saleh seems like the type of person who is easily charmed by people, could see Hackett winning him over in interviews that way, probably cracked some Star Wars jokes and came up with some new slogans he liked.
Oh, God. Yeah.
All I can say is, if anyone thinks the Jets are going to win a Super Bowl or long-term do anything in the playoffs, all I can say, don't bet any money on it, because I personally do not think it will happen. But then anything can happen in a given season. I just don't think it's going to be the way that the Jets want it to go. But that's just my opinion. But moving right along, number 4 was an interesting moment in the season. And I'm not even sure how this really came up. But let's just dive right into it. Here's a conversation we had called the Vinegar Theory.
Well, are you drinking vinegar?
What?
Are you drinking a bottle of? Are you drinking a bottle of vinegar? Yeah, that.
No, it's tea.
Oh, I thought it was a bottle of vinegar.
No, although actually, usually every day I do a shot of apple cider vinegar mixed with water and a little bit of lemon.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I think if Andy were drinking a whole bottle of vinegar, he would probably lose all his hair by now.
Nah. But actually, apple cider vinegar is actually good. Mix it with a couple shots of lemon juice and, like a bottle of water and, all together, it's not bad.
Well, now I feel like a stupid ass because I genuinely thought that was.
I hope you fucking do, you son of a bitch.
Oh, man.
What? Vinegar? Who the fuck? Yeah, I'm gonna come on screen and drink vinegar. Are you out of your fucking tree?
If someone were to drink vinegar straight out of a bottle, you'd be like literally like burning everything right now.
Yeah, you'd have to be questioning my life right now if I'm just drinking vinegar. No, actually, what it is, it's diet green tea.
Diet green tea.
Yeah.
Shit. I could have.
Yeah.
Is there a thing called diet vinegar?
No.
Now you're just being stupid.
Yeah.
I might actually go to Tim's afterwards and grab a iced tea. They actually have some pretty good unsweetened teas over there.
I would say if Andy was drinking a whole bottle of vinegar, I would say, Andrew, are you sure you're okay?
If I was drinking vinegar live on camera, you would have a lot of questions to be asking me right now, and I would probably have to answer them because we're live.
I would probably be asking you, like, what does the vinegar taste like? It tastes like shit. How do you like that stuff? Because I'm accustomed to it.
Right.
It's like drinking...
I do have apple cider vinegar in the house.
See, that's not the same because
apple cider vinegar is good for you though too. I mean, and actually I'll throw it in different things that I make, but I will tell you one thing though, Bobby, get ready for that Vindaloo.
Oh, those are some good moments. But needless to say, let's move right along. And the next moment was actually a pretty funny conversation that we had closer towards the draft. And this one, Adam was actually on the show this time around. He actually had some free time off of his job. And I'm not sure how this really came up, but Davis Mills ended up being brought up in the conversation. And then it turned out that we got into a conversation about his neck and some of the different things, just comparing him to some other QBs and other players in the league. And this was actually pretty hilarious. So without further ado, our number 3 moment of the year was Davis Mills and his giraffe
No, the actual. Okay, that's like kind of like no. I need to find this fucking picture because this was an actual fucking tweet that came out about him being benched. Just look it up. Just look up. Davis Mills gets benched in week 12 or whatever.
Yep.
There's a picture. There's a picture of him and his fucking elongated fucking giraffe neck.
Dude, his neck is huge.
That's what I mean. Is like if I want a big penis, that's what I want it to look like. It's his neck.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he also looks like a penis with that bald head of his.
It's just so weird. I hate to go on this rant about this, but it's just so weird that the guy has such a huge neck and a little tiny head. He looks like a little fucking Pez dispenser.
Nice one.
Oh, that's great.
Fuck. Oh, I think I found it. I finally found it.
Fucking Pez dispensers where you have like the little tiny head and like the big fucking canister thing. That's David.
It's an absolutely hilarious disaster. Yeah, there was a call that just got waved off sides by the Blues. Just giving you a heads up real quick.
Where's the picture? Oh, I need to see this. Yes.
Jesus
Yes.
Christ.
Look at that fucking ostrich. Oh my god, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, only like right up in here.
How long is his neck?
I would bench him just for having a long neck.
Jesus.
It looks like it's at least a couple feet long.
I don't.
It's as wide as his head.
It doesn't make any sense. Just look at the neck,
And
it
he's got
goes
like
up to his head, and his fucking ears stick up like fucking satellites, and then like his head is so tiny. He's like a fucking alien from Mars Attacks.
Oh man. Oh, that's fantastic.
Look at the neck though, like Jesus Christ.
Oh man. Like his
Like,
head,
even
just like you said, his head is as wide as his neck.
Fuck.
No, his neck is as wide as his head. That's the thing I'm trying to say. Is like a neck shouldn't be that fucking wide.
Right.
Like look at his head. His head looks like it's not supposed to be there. Like, it looks like a fucking
Yeah. In fact, actually, it's interesting because like even on here, there's like another guy ended up tweeting right here too.
All right. So we are down to our final top 2 moments of the season. And in our number 2 funniest moment, we ended up talking about Gus Bradley. And we also ended up having a caller that came on the show. And of course, we found out later on it is Joey Hatch, and he's actually, just to give you a little bit of background, he's actually a new podcaster as of the summer, and he started doing some of his own shows where he's co-hosted, and he's also called in on our show several times this past season, and now we're happy to say he's part of our family, and he's going to be debuting his own show on Hooves Entertainment this coming fall. But a funny moment that happened when he ended up calling in is somehow Bob ended up thinking that Joey was a Giants fan. And what followed was just a hilarious rant about how Joey will never be a Giants fan. And he's truly a Bills fan and always will be the Bills fan until the day he dies. And what follows was just absolutely hilarious. And it totally made our night. So with the number 2 moment of the season, here's Mr. Hatch, not a Giants fan, and our conversation about Gus Bradley. Check it out.
Did you just say the Colts' new defensive coordinator is Gus Bradley?
Yeah, Gus Bradley is their defensive coordinator. Matty
Wow.
Eberflus is now the head coach in Chicago.
Okay, I need to just take a moment here and say a little prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Jesus Christ! Were they that desperate?
Go like the Zen Buddha or whatever.
Lord, please help Indianapolis with their shitty defense. Lord, help us with Gus Bradley not being the shittiest coordinator in the league after being a failed, miserable head coach in Jacksonville. Please help recover the Colts with their sanity by making up this great offense they have potentially coming, and hope that Vane Jonathan Taylor doesn't die. Amen.
Okay, so as far as a head coach goes, yeah, he sucks.
Should have gotten rid of him 2 seasons ago.
You poor bastard. You're a Giants fan?
Oh, I'm a Bills fan.
Who? My boy Joey.
I was going to say, how the hell are we
Don't you-
talking
hey,
about Daniel Jones? Like,
I
where
don't-
did that even come
I-
from?
I don't know who the hell that guy is talking to me right now, but don't you ever swear at me like that.
What?
I am a Buffalo Bills fan. I believe red, white, and blue. I will be buried in a red, white, and blue casket.
My man Joey
For the Buffalo Bills, not the fucking Giants.
you got offended, my boy.
Just want to make sure that's clear to everybody.
Tell her, Joey.
Damn, I think we had 2 top 5 moments, and we're not even through episode 1.
There we go.
If it makes you feel better, Joey, my best friend is a freaking Eagles fan, and he's already went through enough shit.
I feel so bad for him. We need to send him an Eagle basket.
Well, for some fucking
He
reason,
can get through the season. So he can get through the season all fucked up off the liquor we're sending him because he's going to have a shitty year.
Or he could be Adam's case, and he's a Panther fan. God help him with Sam Darnold. All you have to do is say Sam Darnold, and he'll just go fucking crazy.
Yeah. Well, at least they're doing one thing smart. They're starting Mayfield, so at least that's one thing positive. And of course, Sam Darnold got hurt, so.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So you all are wondering what was our funniest moment of the season. And there were several moments we could have looked at, but one of them was towards the end of the season, and it involved the NFL draft, and it involved a bet that me and Bob had where we ended up deciding to go all in on specific picks. And if we ended up losing our picks, then what would happen is we would have to eat some of the hottest curry that's out there, which is known as Vindaloo curry, and it's an Indian style curry. And what happened is we had the bet where we would have to eat it if we lost the picks. Well, it turns out I lost my pick, Bob lost his pick, so we both ended up eating on the show. And what follows in the number 1 moment of the season is Bob having some pain inflicted on him by eating that stuff. And I don't think he knew how hot it was going to be until he actually ended up biting into it and being able to smell the spice. And it was just absolutely hilarious. And yes, you do see some color changing faces in this clip. So without any other hesitation, our number 1 moment of the season is Battle Vindaloo.
Feel free. I'll give you the first honors.
Okay.
And we did agree to one thing too. If he can't handle the heat, he doesn't have to down the entire thing. So
there it is, boys.
Go, man.
This is lamb, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, mine's chicken.
Nice.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Bottoms up. Cheers.
Bottoms up, man.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
What do you think so
Holy
far?
fuck. Holy fuck.
They make yours like extra hot or something?
Holy
Is he already turning red?
Holy shit, your face is like purple.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. I'm hungry, but fuck, I can't stop eating. Holy shit.
Oh, this is great.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What's it taste like, man?
It tastes like spicy lamb.
Okay.
Imagine putting a lamb, all chopped up from the lambs, into a hot oven, and you put that fucker in all around with like different types of like sauces, like Carolina Reaper and et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
Holy fuck.
I wasn't kidding, man. That shit's hot.
Well, a deal is a deal.
Yep.
What?
Fuck.
Oh, yeah. I'll get it to you after the podcast is done. I know where it is, though. Don't worry.
I know with mine, is I did find out what they throw in mine, but it's like a mix of, they do throw a Reaper, a Calabrian chili, and some jalapenos in it.
Jeez, they really spice it up.
Mm-hmm.
Why not, you know? Fuck. They also put potatoes in here.
Yep. Yeah, they did in mine, too. But it's good stuff. I mean, I really like how this place turned out.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah. Eat some of the naan if you need to, man. If you need some of that bread to help, like, kill the heat.
Oh, that was a good one. And I don't think Bob will necessarily battle me on spicy food again, but who knows what could happen. Just first and foremost, before we wrap up this episode, we did want to let you know that coming later this summer, we will go on the air and we will do our fantasy draft special as we normally do. So that is going to be coming up on August 16th, and that'll air on Facebook. So if you haven't joined us already, join us at Horns and Hooves Entertainment. And plus, also, we have a newly rebranded YouTube channel at Horns and Hooves Entertainment. Feel free to check it out. Coming this fall, you're also going to see some new stuff debut on our show. Of course, we are coming back for season 4. We're going to have a brand new look, which you're seeing tonight. And we're looking forward to keeping that going forward. And also, you're going to see the Road to 32 debut, which is going to be our road trip series, where we go to different cities and we actually go see some different football games. We're going to see some baseball this summer. I'm actually going to be in New York City in Long Island within the next few weeks, visiting my co-host Bob, and we're going to catch some Mets games and also spend some time in the city, and that ought to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, we'll do the same thing with our Cincinnati trip this coming November when we go see the Bills play the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah. So the third new show that we are going to have on Horns and Hooves Entertainment is going to be called In the Hatch, and that's the show that Joey Hatch is going to be debuting. He has some co-hosts that he's going to be bringing on as well. And from what we understand about the show, it's going to be once a week. We don't have the exact air date yet, but we do know it'll be a half-hour show. There's going to be a few segments. He's going to have guests on every week, and he's also going to be joining us with Buffalo After Dark, calling in when he can and being on the show. So we're looking forward to working with him and his co-hosts. We're certainly happy to have him on board here, and it's just a way that we're able to do even more with Buffalo sports, and that's what we want to do. So with that being said, season 4 is going to start in September, so we are going to be back with The debut on September 6th at 8 p.m. on Facebook, followed by the upload to YouTube. And we're looking forward to having many more fun moments with all of you. Everyone who's joined us during the season, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Those who have stuck with us since episode 1, which was now 4 years ago, we thank you for sticking with us as well all this time. All of you are what makes us want to do this, and we absolutely appreciate all the support, all the comments, everything that you give. So thanks again. We absolutely appreciate it. And with that being said, we'll be back within the next few weeks. So stay tuned for all our new stuff this coming season here with Mornings of Hooves Entertainment, with Buffalo After Dark, Road to 32, and In the Hatch. So with that being said, signing off for the summer. I'm Tom Wujek. Thanks for joining us. Take care of yourselves and each other. We'll see you next time.